Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Toku Portal podcast for Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. I am Vashi V, and joining me today is.
Right. So we open up with the introduction of Precious, another Druidon general. Uh, and let's try to clarify one thing here. Is Precious a guy or a girl?
So, I'm running off female because A. And this is where we get into trouble because, like, we can't just go off the voice actor because there are ones that were voiced by females, and it's done here in the United States too, that are male characters. Um, this one has a very feminine voice that's not entirely feminine. So it's a rough test. It's a rough gauge. Then we have the translation in this episode with the version that we got. Now, the what we got may have had an error in it because when he flashes back to Precious, Nada talking about Precious, Nada says she. Later on in the episode, when referring to Precious, Ko says he. I say feminine just based on like the monster build. Like the suit build seems more feminine than anything we've gotten. It's more slender than anything we've gotten. So yeah, I'm gonna go female based off that.
All right.
And also, I trust Nada's intelligence. He may have been a dick for a good portion of the series, but I trust his judgment.
Yeah, the majority of the episode says he, but and it would be consistent with the he that Tangjo and Weiser were referring to in a previous episode.
Plus, to be fair, you also to be fair on that side, you also do have what Precious says when Precious introduces themselves,
Uh,
which that'll be a discussion later.
okay. So Precious is coming. Tankjo and Wiseru both try to make a run for it, but they both grab one of Creon's arms and try to take him with them.
Which was great. Like seeing Creon, because we know if it was left to Creon, where Creon would go.
Right, but this is not what
Creon,
he wants.
right? Creon would absolutely tell Gadulatus to fuck off. But yeah, this was showing the depths of nope, we're out on by both generals, which to be fair is something that's been fairly prominent with the generals in this series. Because Gadulatus showed up and Wazuru fucked off. Gadulatus fucked off, Wazuru came back.
Yeah.
So,
No matter who leaves
having,
him, Wiseru is always there.
right. Creon, Wazuru has been Creon's, you know, rock, for lack of a better term. And he doesn't make Creon work too hard. He just takes credit.
Uh, so, Ko to everyone seems like. Oh, shoot. Fuck. Sorry about that. Phone just started going off.
Meh, mine usually does, and it makes you laugh every time.
Um, the other thing that Ko is depressed over Nana's death, so they tried cheering him up with a comedy act, and apparently we're stealing Aruto's jokes now.
Yeah. And the sad thing is, like, there are Aruto jokes, but there are Aruto, like, 5 years ago. Where the setup is literally let's just repeat the things that sound similar until we get to, putting them together and making the pun. Whereas
Where
Aruto just
Aruto's already
Aruto is now at the
mastered
level
it.
up pun.
Arto's already mastered it, where he can just jump right in, and to the point where people have to stop and think about it.
Unless you're Fua and you just start laughing.
uh,
Or Izu, who just begins explaining. Because, nobody in the room gets it except Fua.
they get an emergency call from Toambama, though, that there's a Jordan attacking. And on the way, Ko stops to tell the others, hey, I'm not depressed, I'm just deep in thought because I have Max Soul Red now, and what can I do with that?
Can I give the spoiler answer? Apparently not much.
Seemingly a lot, but the thing about Sentai is that when either the good guys or the bad guys get a power up, the other side has to like equalize it so that you can keep having the head-on clashes.
Though usually not as quickly as this, though.
Unless it's Geki Ranger, in which case that entire show was this.
Yeah, it was. I got a power up, and so did I.
Okay, I got a power up to match your power up. So did I. So they go, and Ko uses Max Ryusoulger Red to just beat up Gadgeleus a bit, who absorbs the final attack into one of Precious's cards. We find out that Precious has captured Gadgeleus and Wisero's hearts and can just crush them at any moment.
I'm having flashbacks, and I can't exactly recall where.
Once upon a time?
No, I mean, like, Sentai flashbacks. Or, Toku flashbacks.
Crushing hearts? I mean,
Like,
kind
I
of
don't...
Fies, but not like this.
Right, Fies wasn't like this. Like, but it was more of a, control mechanism, like the way that this is. I can't place it off the top of my head.
No, I can't think of anything.
I'll have to do research and watch a bunch of shit, and I'll remember it, well after the podcast.
So, hey, Vashi, you remember the Elder? Because
No.
I didn't.
I like, as soon as he got mentioned, I'm like, oh yeah, he is around.
Yeah, I know who that is. From episode 2.
The last time he was here.
This is episode 34.
Well, and at least he's gone. At least he's upgraded from the Roach Coach to an actual shop.
It took a few months of hard work, but he finally saved up the money. Also, Oto is his pretty waitress, as he describes her.
Which, to me, I thought that was a great gag. Because he mentions it on the call, or in the letter, and Kanalo gets all excited. Like, I'm gonna meet my new wife.
I'm gonna meet a pretty girl. It's my sister.
Damn it.
So, let me ask you this: how many cars did you see inside this restaurant?
Cars?
Yeah. There's the giant fucking bumblebee in the middle of the room. And then he's got, like, a model one on his fucking wine cooler or something.
Honestly, I probably should have paid attention to that. I didn't even notice it.
There's another one, too. Like, there's at least 3 cars.
I'm thinking the Elder's in the wrong goddamn Sentai. Like, you'd think it'd be fashioned with dinosaurs and all that, which I understand we've got Ui's dad for, that decoration.
Oh my god, there's even more cars.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't even notice him because, like, yeah, I was more tied into everything else.
I did because I was like, why are there so many cars in here?
Jesus Christ.
He's yeah, he's got a lot of cars in this restaurant. I don't know why he likes cars so much.
Well, I mean, he needs to do something to pass his time, and what better way to do that than to make model cars?
I guess.
I guess.
So the real reason he called them here is to warn them that something is coming, possibly a Druidon Armada. Sorry, possibly a Druidon Armada. And he wants them to go train at the Cliff of Trials, which was created by Set, so they can get stronger. Of course, that even like Master Red, Ko's teacher, took a week on his. Bamba and Toa take off right away, while the others would rather stick around in case something happens while they're gone, so that there's someone to protect the Earth.
And the overconfidence kicks in.
Well, to be fair, there should be someone around because a Minosaur could attack at any moment.
Well, that was fine. That's actually one of the smarter things that I've seen happen with this type of setup. What I'm referring to is everybody going, "Oh, well, he's got mechs for his Soul Red. We'll be fine."
Right. Seeing him wail on Gadgelius earlier was. It impressed them a bit too much, considering Kanalo can just do that without a max Ryusoul power up.
Yeah, he can do that on his own. It's not impressive to whoop Gadgelius' ass, apparently.
Hell, I'm
Like,
convinced Asuna could solo him if she wanted to.
she practically did the first time.
Like, like we saw her take out fucking Tangjo. Like, how much stronger could Gadgelius be?
Considering he gets his ass whooped by Kanalo, probably not all that much.
Right. So,
Um, like the thing that threw me off with it was the first time he used it, I kind of flashed back to Beast Morphers with the Red Fury mode for that.
mm-hmm.
When he gets a little ahead of himself and he's like, "Fuck this, I'm gonna do this myself," kind of thing. Because that's what it seems like, and initially it seems like everybody's reaction, like Austin's reaction, is like, "Wait, what?" Like more in that, "Why are you doing this by yourself?" It seemed like she was more questioning the intelligence to do that. And then it flashes over to this scene and it's like, "Oh yeah, no, it's fine. We like this." Like it seemed weird to me a little bit, but that's how I read into that initial scene.
Yeah, it feels like they're definitely setting up the like how their Ko is going to rely too much on his. No, Ko is going to put too much burden on himself, while the others are going to be too reliant on him.
Right. And it's going to add because it already started the whole overconfidence thing. Because again, to be fair, he whooped the shit out of Gedgelius, but again, not really an achievement. And he did take out what would, I guess, be considered a general, but not really a general. Last episode with it.
Something of a general, I guess, because it seemed like he was working under Precious, but now we know that probably doesn't mean anything.
Right.
So Bama and Toa go to their trials, where the spirit of Set gives them their challenges. Bamba has to guard an egg and defeat 10 enemies, and if the egg breaks, it multiplies.
Which, that's an amazing premise. Like,
It,
and it's a good challenge for him because, like, just judging off what we've seen, he relies on brute force.
Not only that, but this is an uphill battle that he has to fight because the challenge is harder the more he fails. So Bomb, it's probably implying that Bomba grows stronger through God, what's the word? Adversity.
Right. And it's again, it's like these challenges are more tailored to them specifically.
Right. Toa's is that he has to defeat 1,000 enemies by himself without speaking a word, and if he says anything, he has to start over.
Because as we've learned, he's a little mouthy when he fights.
And he's really good at fighting one-on-one enemies because he can dodge a lot, but his offense is generally lacking when he's not in a group.
Like these are very good challenges, and I'm very curious as to what the others will be.
Oh yeah, Kanalo goes and asks Monster Rex's permission to use a land Ryusoul training regime, and Monster Rex says, "Hey, I won't push my prejudice on you."
Which I did like that because the fact that it still shows that Masa Rex still is untrusting of the Landwehr soldiers because of everything he's been through.
He's just cooperating.
Yeah, but he's like, yeah, I'll put up with it because like this is a good analogy too. Is like it doesn't directly affect you, then whatever. And this truly doesn't affect Masa Rex, unless Kanalo dies, which what are the odds of dying during a trial? Don't answer that. I've seen enough Sentai and Writer and all that to actually know the answer to that. Um, but the premise of yes, I have my prejudices, but I'm not going to enforce them on you. I'm going to let you learn and make your, if it turns out to be, everything that Masa Rex has learned is right, then hey, so be it. Sucks to be you. My bad. I'm sorry. Sorry you had to deal with that. But if, you know, Kanalo has nothing but good experiences and all that, then fantastic for him. Like it shows a deeper understanding of like human interactions and whatnot that Masa Rex is coming to understand. And especially with everything not being black and white like he thought it was. Like he still has a grudge, but it's not as outwardly apparent.
So, a meteor falls out of the sky, and it emerges, and it's actually a fucking Godzilla villain.
100% a goddamn Godzilla monster.
Yeah.
That was all I could picture is I'm just sitting there waiting there. I'm like, and then Godzilla showed up. Damn it, he didn't
Do
show
do
up.
do 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 do.
Like everything about this entire initial arrival of this damn Minosaur space dragon, what the fuck everything it is very, very 100%. This is what you would expect to see in Godzilla, like to a T. It just happens to have five, in this particular scene, four very colored people.
Also, this suit for the space dragon is retooled from the original complete Minosaur in episode 1.
I thought so. I didn't go back to look it up, but I'm like, yeah, that's odd. That's very familiar. Just
I
pretty much
I
just had
looked
wings.
into it, and yeah, different color scheme, but the same like base suit with some add-ons like the wings and such.
And the lightning, the horn thing, whatever.
Right.
The sad thing is, this is the first time I've ever watched Super Sentai and gone, you know what? I want to watch Godzilla now.
Weird, right?
Yeah. Like, I get that Godzilla is technically tokusatsu as well, but it's such an odd thought to have because of, I want to watch Godzilla. I've never had Sentai make me want to watch Godzilla. Well, beyond, the Dragon Zord. But that's because that one was exceedingly obvious.
So heroes form the Big Mech to fight it, and it just starts wrecking them a bit. As once they do start fighting back, though, Precious just calls the space dragon back to its Pokeball.
At least you had the same thought I had on that. Because that, 100% fucking Pokeball, that damn thing.
But yeah, like it fucking wrecks the mech, and like it does the thing where it hits them so hard that they separate again.
Which, to be fair, we haven't seen a lot of here lately.
This series, no, I think that's the first one.
Yeah, first one this series, and I mean, it's been a while since we've seen it in general, too.
Yeah,
Because I want to say it happened early on during Lupat.
I can't think of an instance of it happening in Lupat that wasn't uh
Like, Goody's
that
design.
that wasn't Goody just going, all right, everybody out. So Precious herself challenges this Ryusoulger, Red specifically, to a fight, uh, and Max Reds it, and of course gets his ass kicked because Precious has his finishing move in a card that he can just copy at any time. When they collide with each other in like a showdown, Precious doesn't take the hit too well, but is still standing better than Ko was.
Right. Ko got, dropped pretty hard on that. It's like, and all of this leads me to the other thing I wanted to mention. What was your takeaway from Precious's introduction?
Uh,
How Precious announced themselves?
what do you mean specifically?
Did you take that as I am the big bad?
Oh,
Because that's kind of how it was worded. Like, it
uh,
wasn't done in the way like you would expect of, oh, I am the herald of, the oncoming calamity.
one who controls the Jordans, one who will obtain all power.
Because to me, that says
Uh,
I'm the big boss.
yeah, that could be. I hadn't noticed that line actually.
Now, like, it could just be, again, mistranslation or specifically worded to be misconstrued.
Right.
Because it could have just been, hey, I am the one who will lead.
Yeah, like you can't, that's the problem with this is that you can't take everything like at face value.
I mean, yes, there's not that many episodes left.
Right, but here's the thing. Uh I don't think that this is the like boss of the Jordans. It
Right.
would be consistent with Wiser and Gadgelis being afraid of her, uh, but that could also apply if they're just a higher ranking general than they are.
Right. Or if what I saw the other week is true, where it's like, no, she just betrays the fuck out of everybody, and that's why they don't want nothing to do with her. Because that's in the reading that I found, it's like that's what it was. How true that is, we don't know because, well, that was on a wiki.
Like
And, wikis made by anybody.
she could be the Zamigo.
Right. And like that's kind of the idea that I'm having. Only, you know, more active because I got a feeling that Precious will be around for a bit
Yeah.
and actually do shit rather than just be a constant threat that never shows up.
Well, they didn't introduce her until it was her time to play, so.
Right. Um, but she she's a herald of changes for the show, or at least for the characters rather, because now we have that. Hey, here's that power up. Shit, it's fucking useless.
Yeah, I love that
Like
actually.
instantaneously. I love that because, like I said, like normally when this happens, it's hey, we've got you know typically it's this happens and then they go on to defeat whatever general that they were was a primary antagonist at that point, which in this case would probably be Gadgelius.
And then it would just even out afterwards.
Right. And then Precious would show up, be more powerful, and then it would balance out. And would be the build up to get the next power up.
But like here, like the power up is introduced, and it's still not enough for what came next.
Like it was instantly nerfed.
Instantly outclassed.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like the one thing I did notice is like this is the way Precious works, albeit is a little bit slightly different. It's like but it's fundamentally the same thing as Uden. Because this is all Uden did was copy the techniques.
right.
The only difference is how they were done and then how they got used.
Mm,
Because Uden didn't seem to be able to mimic anything as the fight was taking place. Like he could only mimic once they were absorbed, and even but once they were gone, that was seemed to be the end of it.
right.
Whereas this is, well, I can use this anytime I want.
Uh, and then like so Prisha says that she'll give them 3 days before she attacks again, and they all look around at like the an entire city just destroyed. Like, all right, well, we're gonna need to bring out Shine Raptor on this one, Ko, and he is just on the ground, seething in anger, probably at himself for losing the fight and not being able to protect everyone. Taiyo Sansa no Hachida today.
Right, they did. They pulled that shit again. Like this ending, while it's getting to the point where it's disturbing to have pop up because initially, like up until the last handful of episodes, all the episodes kind of ended on like a high note, so it flowed into the ending really well. And now it's like full stop. Like it's a very big shock now. Also, I need to go back and watch the original openings versus this one because I noticed it this episode. Banba's really into it now.
The dancing.
Yes, because I know when I noticed it around the episode that they did where they had for Ui's channel the dance.
Oh, yeah. I just rewinded and watched like the very opening. He's actually bending over more than he used to,
Like
I think.
and he's singing along and like he's going all out now. It's like and I'm like, when the hell did that start? Which if they followed through to that and specifically made the change around the time of that episode, that's fantastic.
So, next episode preview. Uh, is I'm like looking at it and I'm trying to see what's in it, and it doesn't look like it's all of it. It looks like it is effectively the altogether mech, but it's not actually all of them.
That's what it looks like. Like I don't think it has like the some of the minor stuff like additions.
Like, here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Tiramigo. I'm seeing Piton. And I want to say Masa Rex might be in there as well.
Yes. From what I looked up, yes, that is Monster Rex too.
Okay,
This is
so
this is supposed to be the all together mech.
but it's like just the different types: land, sea, and
Yeah.
sky.
Yeah.
Uh, and then the Gosaigers. Wait, sorry.
Way to go. That was a that was a big one, man.
Well, I did that on
I
purpose.
oh okay. I thought I wow.
I was making.
I should have got that joke. I
Yeah,
get it.
I was
I should have
making.
got that.
I was making a joke about the mech.
I 100% should have got that, and I'm ashamed of myself that I didn't.
Uh,
I literally thought you just misspoke on
no,
what the
I
Rangers
was
were.
like at first I thought you got the joke, but then it was clear. It's like no, he thought I was serious.
Yeah, no, yeah.
No, I was making a joke because the mech was like land, sea, and sky, and that was their theme. So it looks like we get a glimpse of what Red's trial is going to be.
Kicking Master Red's ass.
Yeah, he has to overcome his master. Oh,
Who
that's
from if I watched it correctly,
is
Master Red
wearing
puts
Max
on
Soul.
Max Rios. Yeah.
So,
Also, I on a side note for Max Rios Soul Red, I really like the henshin for it.
oh yeah, I stand by that. Uh, they have like 3 or 4 different henshin sequences for in this show, and the worst one is their go-to.
Yeah, their main one. Like it's less bad like when they're in the middle of fighting and they still do the stupid little night dance thing.
What say, so, what say, so. Like, there's one episode where that went on for like 2 minutes as it cut between different shots of them fighting before actually transforming, and I was actually kind of into it.
Like it's catchy. I'm not gonna lie, it is 100% catchy. Like to me, in terms of their main henshin,
So,
the only
so,
thing I
so,
truly enjoy about
what
it
say,
is the
so,
posing.
what say, sorry.
Like to me, the posing is really the only good thing about it. Like the song is the song initially is fucking annoying, but the longer you listen, the longer you hear it, the more it gets stuck in your fucking head. I literally found myself at work with it in my head a couple of days ago, and I hadn't even watched the episode, but they're to me their best two henchins that they have is the we're gonna be in the middle of a fight, but it's not gonna have that stupid shit. It's just gonna be the quick henshin because I feel it flows better in
Oh yeah,
scene for it.
when they throw in the key and the pieces of the armor pop out of the wristband, float around them for a second, and then attach themselves, I think that's the best one.
Oh yeah, and then there's this.
That was like the first one they did for Kanalo too, and I was hoping that that was going to be his. But then he starts getting like the dancing tribe, and it's like, ah,
It's like, God damn it, the Water Tribe's no different. But no, it's like it. There are aspects of the show that I would have done differently, and that is definitely one of them. Like, by all means, keep the catchy ass song, but you could have done without the dancing nights. Because to me, the only reason why that was there was to go, hey, look, knights, they're really here. Like to me, that was the only purpose to it. It does not serve a function beyond we had to spend a CG budget and could not think of a better way to do it. Other than that, the show is fucking great now.
Oh yeah. I was thinking like when I'm watching this, I was like, huh, this kind of like did the Key Ranger thing of just shooting up in quality like in the last two arcs.
Like in terms of physical quality of the show, oh, it's been immaculate to start. The production quality of this show has been fucking amazing. Execution, not so much.
It's
Like,
it's been rough here and there, but it's consistently good now.
oh yeah, like once it started kind of focusing on the that Geizorg existed, and then like to the tail end of Tank Joe, I feel is when it started to get really good.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, because then we got more, focus on my favorite character,
Right. Creon.
like, and it made the show more interesting. Like I like shows that give more focus to the villains outside of the hey look I created a monster, go kill it. Like that's why I liked Canderella and Lucky Roo in Kishiryu Ryusoulger, because there was more of a focus beyond the I created a monster.
Hell, the times where Lucky Roo created a monster, because he doesn't do that. That's not his role. But the times they were like, why don't we let him try it and see what happens? Those were really like fun episodes.
Right. Or even just the ones that focused on the fact that Lucky Roo wanted to go fucking meet a manga artist.
Ah. And runs into
Like
Pink, who's like, wait.
like those episodes were to me were the pinnacle of that show. And I really liked Kyu Ryuger. It's in terms of my dinosaur Sentai, it's pretty high up there. Like it is to me, it's the best one, and only reason why it beats out Zero Ranger, or the only reason why like it's even in the running with Zero Ranger is the fact that that's the one I initially watched for Power Rangers. So it's like so nostalgia is kind of outweighing execution. Whereas this is like it started out rough, and to be fair, so did Kyu Ryuger. It just didn't last as long as this one did. And then it's just been progressively getting better and better and better. My only hope is it doesn't continue to pull a Q Ranger and shit the bed in the second half or in the last arc.
Nah, I think this show is better than that.
I sure hope so.
There's been no setup to some like it was me all along reveal like that one like Hugh Ranger thought it was slyly doing.
Like the closest thing that they could possibly do that, and the only way that would ever truly work, is if it was Creon, which we discussed before. Like that's literally the only way to do that, and not have it be a slap in the face to everybody watching it.
Right.
Like I don't care if Precious is just the last of the generals, and in the last two episodes the final boss shows up.
It's like
Because some of those fights, some of the times that's happened, has been some of the best, like fucking Geki Ranger.
and like Creon is capable of creating the Minosaurs, which is a thing that existed in the past. Like that's what the Kishiryu were used for fighting before, anyways. So I wouldn't be surprised to learn if there's something special about Creon specifically because of his ability to do that.
Right. Like everything, like there are little things that I'm like I can see this being a much bigger of a deal than the show is giving us. Like to the point where, like I said, like it would be entirely justified for Creon to be the big bad. It would be very funny too because it's fucking Creon. Like part of my idea is like I think it would be awesome if like it comes out that Creon, yes, Creon's the big bad, but he doesn't want to be. So that's why he's went undercover as Creon. He's like, I just want to live a normal life. Fuck all this stupid shit. Stop dragging. Why they just kept dragging him into it. I would be kind of okay with that kind of an ending. I think it would be hilarious because we've already seen that Creon doesn't necessarily want to do all this beyond the fact that it's fun. Like he has the idea aspirations for more than just I'm gonna create monsters and cause chaos because like he wants to be a YouTube star.
That was the most fun Creon has had in this show.
That didn't involve Wiseru.
Uh, Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow for Kamen Rider Zero One and back next Tuesday. Uh, we'll see you next time.
Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next time.